Welcome to the Amir Shakur Speaks Morning Show with your host, Amir King Southern Shakur, Amir A.H. Shakur, or simply call me Amir. You're rocking with the sharpest mind in the morning. And like, subscribe, and share. And we're getting into it. So stand up and speak out. Every morning, 8 a.m., fresh news. See, the mods are doing the jobs for me, so I don't have to do the job, but I still come ready to rocking with the sharpest mind in the morning. And since I am the sharpest mind in the morning, then, I can't half step it, right? All right, so there it is. And thank you so much. If you're just joining us or joining us for the first time, you can go to the YouTube Amir Shakur Speaks broadcast channel, or you can go to Amir Shakur Speaks on Facebook and check us out. We're here, and we're here again, right? I want to say what's up to my peeps in the UK, Chi-Town, Canada, everywhere where I haven't. If I missed anybody, look, I can't get everybody, but if I do, send me a shout out. Go to amirshakurspeaks@gmail.com. Let me know where you're watching from around the world, and gonna do this. I'm gonna give you an applause and thank you for that. And we're continuing on and doing what we do best, right? All right. So that's what it is. And again, I'd like to welcome you guys to the Amir Shakur Speaks broadcast show. And we're here. So let's say this. Let's say this hypothetically, right? It is August 25th, and we're definitely rocking on to the end of the month. And I just wanted to ask you guys a question. What's been going on with you in your neighborhood, in your area? You okay? I know weather has hit some areas pretty hard, and just want to see how you're doing. We don't have a chance to really touch base too much when I'm doing the news, but I think it's a necessary thing every once in a while to check in on people, see how they're doing, right? So just want to know. I definitely want to know how you're doing, and hey, check in with me, say hello. Send me a shout out, if you can, and let me know how you're doing, right? All right. So where do we start? Good morning. See, the mods are already in full effect. I don't have to do much because they are here in full effect, and I'm just being me. I'm doing what I do best, and that's it. So let's say this. Let's say that you are not following me, not hearing me, and have never seen me before. I'm gonna say that, pretend like that is the case, because if that is the case, then you're gonna be in for a surprise. So again, like, subscribe, and share, subscribe, and like. We're gonna get to the news that you can use momentarily. All right. So there we go. Just had to take a moment to do a little bit of cleanup work. I'm glad you're doing great. I'm glad you're doing fine. And hey, you know what? All right. 1 second. And doing great. Good morning. Right. So back to the news that you can use, and if you want to join our mods in the broadcast room, the VIP room, on this August 25th, just go to the Amir Shakur Speaks broadcast channel on YouTube, Facebook. All right, so let's get into the national and geopolitical headlines today. We are moving in territory with quite a few issues, and there is an escalation like none other between the U.S. and Canada trade tensions between the United States, okay, U.S. and Canada, just for all intents and purposes, have intensified following the U.S. administration's proposal of a 50% tariff. Shame on Mr. Trump, right? Shame on what he's got going on, because, I mean, you're putting tariffs on the world, and, no one really understands what's going on with that and what he's doing. And, it's causing a lot of tension, right? So let's do that. Let's put it in highlights. And yeah, we're not doing so great, because of the tension escalation. I want to go ahead and pull up a clip and show you exactly what's going on. And, we'll talk a little bit more about the ongoing trade escalations between the two countries. If you're just joining us for the first time, feel free to like, subscribe, and share. And, it's not a good thing. Hey, if you're in the channel, the VIP room, let us know what you think. I definitely want to, I want to show people that, we care. So here we go. Let me get to the report, and remember, like, subscribe, and share.
Overnight, the trade war between the U.S. and Canada escalating, which could mean higher prices for Americans. CTV News reports Canada will announce retaliatory tariffs against the U.S. today. Prime Minister Carney had previously pledged dollar-for-dollar retaliation after the U.S. imposed 50% tariffs on certain Canadian goods. But yesterday, President Trump went a step further. He's now threatening to also impose 50% tariffs on Canadian cars, trucks, and steel.
There are tens of thousands of jobs in Canada that are threatened by these actions. So it's a difficult moment for Canadians.
Trump says Canada has been ripping off the United States for years. Trade talks collapsed over the weekend.
They came in with a bunch of unreasonable last-minute demands. I frankly thought we had a deal. I think that we should have a deal, but I think that we need to send a message loud and clear.
President Trump has claimed the U.S. does not need Canada, but nearly 100% of U.S. natural gas imports come from Canada, along with more than half of our imported crude oil. And Trump last night acknowledged the U.S. relies on Canada for aluminum.
We don't have it. We get it all from Canada for the most part, and we need it badly.
Tariffs are also at the center of a political fight over the cost of beef. Ground beef prices are up 24% since President Trump took office, now averaging $6.89 per pound. In response, the administration is temporarily suspending some beef import tariffs to help lower prices. But some Republican lawmakers and ranchers are pushing back, saying the move could undercut cattle producers.
I have extraordinary respect for the president. So I'm very, very disappointed for Nebraska cattlemen and ranchers.
As for those new Canadian tariffs on U.S. goods, officials are expected to release details today. They're expected to take effect September 8th.
All right, so if you're just joining us, Mr. Trump's at it again. He's got the tariff situation going on. And what do you guys think? How do you think this will end up? Our goods are going to go up tremendously. And, marketplace is going to stagger with different products, because the tariffs are not going to be are going to stop, auto parts and steel and aluminum and things of that from making it into the country. So yeah, who knows what's going on in the mind of Mr. Trump? And I don't. No, I want to stay out of that mind, because I'm the sharpest mind in the morning. But that's a mind that, hey, hands off. It's whole nother story. All right. Anyway, back to the news that you can use. We want to go ahead and follow up with, there's been a lot going on right now in maritime deployments in the Middle East. And, we're seeing some different things in our research that are questionable, to say the least. But I want to talk about the maritime deployments. They continue amidst heightened regional friction, the on again, off again escalation in Iran and the Strait of Hormuz that we've talked about several times, multiple times over the course of the last several months. And, those deployments are continuing. Let's go to First Edition for a news clip. And if you're just joining us again, like, subscribe, and share. And we'll get off into the report. All right. Thank you so much.
The leader of US Central Command is praising military crews amid reports of dire conditions on US aircraft carriers in the Middle East. The ship has not docked at a port in over 200 days, setting a modern-day record. Admiral Brad Cooper visited the USS Lincoln, thanking leadership for prioritising mental health and resilience. In the past week, dozens of reports have come from families of US Navy members who claim that there is low morale. The Defence Secretary or War Secretary, Pete Hegseth, says these reports completely misrepresent the situation. And the visit comes after the Navy confirmed a sailor had gone overboard early this month, but would not say whether the incident was related to mental health. Let's bring in News 24 analyst Michael Ware for this and more this morning. So, I mean, often with these kinds of things, Michael, where there's smoke, there's fire. So perhaps in some quarters, some truth to the story, even though Pete Hegseth is trying to push it away.
Well, yeah, I would cite an old mate of mine who's the retired chairman of the Joint Chiefs, Admiral Mike Mullen. As he says, the truth is probably somewhere in the middle. So yes, there is smoke. Is there fire, or is it raging hot coals or embers? We don't know, but there's something clearly going on in that vessel. Yes, this is a long deployment by modern standards, certainly not by standards of old. But this is placing enormous strain on these families here. Obviously, it's putting enormous strain on the crew members and the Marines and the pilots and their crews who are on board. You know, it's even simple things. They ran out of fresh food. So the galley had to figure out a way to replace meals, and they didn't miss one. That had to somehow fill in for fresh food, because by and large, there's a sort of a regular beat to when these ships will go to port. And the crew and the Marines can have rest and recreation, but the ship can also refit and resupply. You bring on fresh fruit and veggies. Now, one of the reasons that hasn't happened of late with the Lincoln is that the ports in the region, it has until now considered safe and accessible, are now out of bounds because of Iran's ability to launch drones or missiles. So we're talking about ports in Bahrain, in Kuwait, in the United Arab Emirates. And so, yeah, they're now rotating a ship from our part of the world in the Western Pacific over to relieve the Lincoln. The Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War, Pete Hegseth, says we can keep up this blockade indefinitely. We just keep rolling these ships out and rotating them. But here in America, this story is playing very big and very loudly because it's seen as an endemic reflection of the current status of the war, and people obviously support the troops, but you know, they're hearing horror stories. And as we started with, we honestly don't know where the truth lands.
Well, Michael, now Iran might be trying to seize on this, because there's this claim this morning from Iran's army that they're setting up bounties of up to 40,000 Australian dollars, 30,000 US for any US serviceman or woman who's killed. Do you see that going anywhere?
Well, no. It does have some value, but no, this is obviously an empty threat. We've seen this before in previous conflicts where a bounty is put on the heads of US soldiers, dead or alive, and they've never really amounted to much. Now, this is the chief of the Iranian army. Now, that's nothing to do with the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps. The army is there to essentially defend its physical borders. So
All right, so with that being said, yeah, there's a lot of confusion. It's a cluster, to say the least. And, you know, the escalation is just continuing on. It's spiraling out of control. And Mr. Trump and the administration, the leadership, both on the Pentagon and the congressional and senatorial leadership have failed to stop this escalation from going anywhere. So as we hear in the clip that, Iran has put a bounty on military soldiers' heads, and it's just a mess. It doesn't seem to be going anywhere. And my question to Mr. Trump is, when does this escalation end? This unnecessary escalation. So we will keep you abreast of the changes as usual, the dynamics as usual, and we'll see where this goes. All right. Hey, listen, if you're just joining us, got a Global Influencer magazine, Global Influencer Lifestyle. So if you want to, check out the movers and the shakers around the world who are doing anything, that's what this magazine is about. It's scheduled for release next month. Global Influencer Lifestyle. When I say next month, we're talking about 2 weeks. Week and a half roughly. But anyway, make a long story short, it's definitely something that's worth watching. If you want to keep up with the folks who are doing things just around the world, that's what this is all about. Global Influencer Lifestyle. Also, while we're at it, before we get to the news, got my book coming out on, second book as a matter of fact, coming out on the 18th of October, and that one is Mental Jiu-Jitsu, the art of psychological leveraging and strategic redirection. So basically, the way that it goes is, if you have pressure, you got that certain person in your life that wants to pressure you and, unnecessarily. And, they look at you as an enemy or an adversary or an opponent. And, they're always bringing this mess, this confusion, this chaos. They're bringing it to you. So you want to say, hey, back up, buddy. Let me tell you something. I read Mental Jiu-Jitsu, and, you're going to stay away from me. And then once you tell them that, then what they're going to do is they're going to back down because they don't want no problems. Right? All right. So Mental Jiu-Jitsu, the art of psychological leverage and strategic redirection before things get volatile and violent and physically violent. Let's beat them down on the mental side. Let's defeat them before they get any further. And a lot of people need this lesson, and it'll save a lot of people a lot of time in court, time in prison, time not just being here, which is worse than that. When you know what I mean when I say not being here. Anyway, that's that. October 18th, look for the book to come out, and it's to a marketplace near you. All right, October 18th. All right, that's it. All right. Feature story. The feature story. Oh, by the way, the feature story is really about our biggest losers of the week. Who do you guys think our biggest loser of the week is? You're not a black belt. Yeah, whatever. Anyway, I'm talking about the biggest loser. I'm not talking about your fake jiu-jitsu. What's wrong with you? Who's the biggest loser of the week? Come on now, mods. Come on, Ramona. You got things to say, Miss Black Belt, Miss Kung Fu Queen. All right. Hey, who's the biggest loser of the week? Tell me. I know you know. Well, I will tell you that this picture doesn't have to go far. Take a look at the picture. Yeah. Got quite a few losers sitting up in there, and we're gonna qualify them as losers because the biggest losers of the week are back again in high demand. And no, it's not Mr. Trump. It is not Mr. Trump. It's just like the picture you see. Let's pull it up big time. There it is. That is the biggest losers of the week, and the biggest losers of the week are the Supreme Court of the United States of America. Because why? Why the Supreme Court? Because again, they've ruled on some crazy, outstandingly, it's awful to say the least. The latest, late arriving mail ballots is the latest ruling. Postmark deadline on the 5-4 decision by the Supreme Court ruled that the states are allowed to count mail-in ballots received after Election Day, provided they are postmarked before the Election Day. So it's a ruling that will affect, it's going to affect things. How will it affect things? Well, mail-in ballots are not regulated by the post office, and then the post office is notoriously slow. So again, the Supreme Court ruled that states are allowed to count mail-in ballots received after Election Day, provided that they're postmarked before Election Day. So, it's going to drag out the elections. The ruling, written by Justice Amy Coney Barrett, joined by Chief Justice Roberts and 3 of the liberal judges. The majority held that the federal law regulates when voting occurs. When the election officials receive the ballots, then that's when the voting occurs. The upheld state level ballot receipt deadlines are over half of the U.S. states and preserves predictions for voters who rely on mail voting. That's the ball game. So, including overseas military personnel and voters with disabilities. So the executive order is just, it's causing more friction than necessary. It's a cluster, and we got a screen share. So if you're just following us, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about that, and we'll come back to your opinion about the Supreme Court, and you'll understand why they are once again the biggest losers of the week. Remember, like, subscribe, and share, and let's get to the clip. All right, here we go.
Opened a path for possible implementation of President Trump's restrictions on mail-in voting. I'm glad you're with us tonight. I'm Shannon Ogden, and we have a lot to get to. So the High Court ruled 6-3 to temporarily lift a federal injunction which had blocked the key part of the president's executive order on mail-in ballots. So this ruling now allows parts of the order to move forward while the legal challenges continue. Denver 7's Maggie Bryan in the studio tonight with some clarity on just what this could mean for the midterms. Maggie?
Shannon, I've talked with several election officials and experts today who say as of right now, this Supreme Court ruling does not change anything for the November 3rd midterm election. The Supreme Court did not rule on whether Trump's mail-in voting executive order is legal, but said only that states have no standing to challenge it right now. The 3 liberal justices dissented, warning the order could create confusion and chaos ahead of the midterms. With midterm elections coming up in November, questions are growing over access to mail-in voting, the method used by more than 98% of Colorado voters last election.
It does add in a dose of uncertainty.
On Monday, the U.S. Supreme Court sided with the Trump administration in a 6-3 vote, saying it's too early for states to challenge the president's executive order on mail-in voting. The executive order signed in March directs federal agencies to create a list of all eligible voters, using citizenship and social security records to keep non-citizens from voting in U.S. elections. The executive order says the U.S. Postal Service would only be able to deliver mail ballots to people on those lists.
Trump basically is trying to take control over who gets a mail ballot, who doesn't.
Secretary of State Jenna Griswold says Colorado's mail-in voting process is safe and secure.
There is no evidence that there is any kind of widespread voter fraud.
Jefferson County Clerk and Recorder Amanda Gonzalez, who is running for Secretary of State, says Trump's executive order could keep eligible voters from getting a ballot if federal voter data is wrong or outdated.
They are talking about bringing together data, much of it never intended for identifying voters, from different sources that there is no way to verify the accuracy of.
Monday's Supreme Court ruling temporarily allows the Trump administration to move forward with parts of the executive order while other legal fights continue. But justices did not rule on whether Trump's mail voting executive order is legal or constitutional.
As of right now, nothing is changing for the November 2026 election. You will still be mailed your ballot.
Supporters of mail-in voting reform, including James Wiley, the Republican candidate for Secretary of State, welcome the justice's decision as a temporary win.
I think it's really important that we work to increase security with the voter rolls as much as possible. And
Colorado election officials say it only creates more confusion ahead of November's election.
This is not the end of the fight. The Constitution is clear. States run elections.
All right, Maggie Bryan in the studio tonight.
All right, so let's stop. I I know that there's a lot of questions as far as the cluster and the chaos that the Trump administration is causing in order to throw the election. So, we'll keep you abreast of it. And again, it's, what do you think? We've seen this playbook before. It's nothing unusual, and we'll continue to keep you guys abreast. And yes, the Supreme Court effectively are the biggest losers of the week. All right. Congratulations, by the way. All right. There we go. Back again. So we got a little feature story going on around here. And this one is a human interest story. Just want to share with you guys. Walmart in Michigan is receiving a lot of pushback for a viral video of a young special needs young man who reportedly was at a chaperone trip, and the man and his case manager witnessed the Walmart security following them. And as the young man walked out of the store, he was put in an illegal chokehold, that is. And the witnesses said that the employee knew about the man's condition. Got a screen share about that, and I'm going to bring you, the updated information when we can. But I mean, definitely something that's terrible shame. And let's go ahead and look at the video and give us a second, and let's see if we can bring you. Let's try it. All right.
Keep talking to me. I ain't touching him. That's not leaving that man alone. You're talking to me now. He walked away and y'all kept fucking with that man. And y'all kept fucking with him. He walked away while y'all didn't go y'all. Did you saw that? Did you saw that? Yes, I got it on. Did you saw that? Shut up, camera. Keep talking to me. I ain't touching him. That's not leaving that man alone. You're talking to me now. He walked away. Right. Let go. And they know he's special. Keep talking to me. I ain't touching him. That's not leaving that man alone. You're talking to me now. He walked away and y'all kept fucking with that man. And y'all kept fucking with him. He walked away while y'all didn't go y'all. Did you saw that? Did you saw that? Yes, I got it on. Did you saw that? Shut up, camera. Get you. You're my sweetheart. I got you. You're my sweetheart. They kept harassing me. You didn't harass me. They kept harassing me. Get you. And they know your situation. Get the fucking Lord. I got you. Get the fucking Lord. I got you. Show me. Y'all, that man walked away instead of y'all. I was walking away. Why would y'all just go to my show?
All right. A little bit about that, and I'm sorry for the unedited version from Facebook, but we're going to bring you more about that story tomorrow. And if you're just joining us, the video that you're seeing is from a Facebook. It's a viral video that surfaced showing a security guard restraining a special needs young man on a chaperone trip. He was with his case manager and a group of other special needs folks, and they were walking around the Walmart. So not sure what caused the total confliction here, but it is clear that the young man was special needs. He didn't have anything. So what do you think? And we'll have a little bit more about it tomorrow. It is a breaking story, so unfortunately we had to grab the clip fresh where we saw it. So I will keep you in the loop about what's going on, the who's, what's, where's, and why's. And I just think that it's sad and pathetic that Walmart, and hopefully these folks were terminated, arrested, or a combination of everything in between. All right. What do you think about that? I mean, we're hearing about a lot of incidents in Walmart of this nature. And, what do you think about the way Walmart security handled this interaction? And hopefully you can see it. Like I said, we'll bring you details in maybe a clearer edited clip, and we'll get the mods to do some work. Hey, get that edited clip for us, Ramona. What's wrong with you? All right. All right, here we go. Let's go to the end. It's the end of our run, and so I want to say before we sign off today that let's just clip this. We've covered a lot of things and moving parts in the last 45 minutes, like policy debates, economic shifts, community battles, right? Especially the one between me and Ramona and the mods, and we're peace. We're at peace now, all right? But behind this single static in the traffic, every press conference and every policy memo, there are real people trying to navigate the outcome. And it's easy to watch the news fly like these directions are, they're all over the board. It's easy to see the people, just leadership in general, making decisions that don't belong to us rather than, making decisions for us, right? But accountability doesn't end when the broadcast stops, right? It starts when we take the facts, ask the hard questions, and hold those in authority accountable for the promises they made while on the microphone and on camera, y'all. So progress isn't just built upon passive learning. It's built upon informed action. Stay engaged, keep asking the questions, and why don't you let anyone else tell a story for you? Why? Because they're not going to tell it the way you can tell it, but we want you to tell it authentically. All right. Again, stay informed, stay engaged, and keep pushing the envelope. All right. That's what we got to do. And that's what we do here on the Amir Shakur Speaks broadcast channel. Isn't that right, Ramona? What's wrong with you? But yeah, I do believe that that's terrible. That injured man probably should be filing a law. Yeah, the young man should be filing a lawsuit, right? Anyway, that's our report for today. I'm signing off. Thank you for tuning in. Stay safe and keep standing tall, and do the right thing. Don't be out there following nobody around, especially, it's sad story. We'll get to the bottom of it, though. You guys know how I do. Hey, I want you to have a good day, and I want you to be cool, and peace.